Resisting Racism in Tech Design, Centering the Experiences of Black Youth. The two co-authors of this research paper are Yolanda Rankin and Kallayah Henderson. The following will be what this video covers: introduction, theoretical underpinnings, unique approach, research questions, setting, duration, participation, procedure, findings, and conclusion. We will begin this video with a statement from the authors. Currently, CSCW research upholds whiteness as the normative design default and preferred consumer base. It also renders Black children as non-existent producers with very little research that affirms their ideas, their self-worth, or humanity. In protest of these racist practices that render Black people as invisible in the field of HCI, we caution our fellow colleagues to not exploit Black children as a research commodity, but to invest in their intellectual development while affirming their racial and cultural identities and acknowledging the historical ramifications of racism. We argue that Black children are inventors, dreamers, capable of futuring, and represent the next generation of technologists. Therefore, they should be positioned as such in research which examines how Black children conceive and use technology. Theoretical underpinnings. These theories provide the base for doing this research and are critical for understanding this work. First, intersectionality. Second, Black feminist thought. Third, self-definition. And fourth, other mothering. As Black feminists, the authors resist empirical studies that position Black children as objects of knowledge, which are often studied by researchers who lack intimate knowledge of growing up Black in America. Instead, Black students represent agents of knowledge who are given the opportunity to voice their thoughts and lived experiences freely. Additionally, the authors recognize that their study is an extracurricular activity that detracts from the routine after-school program. Therefore, the degree of participation is entirely up to the student, as many of them consistently come to the Youth Community Center for educational support. These are the research questions that serve as the purpose and drive for this research. 1. Which aspects of Black youth's engagement with speech-based interfaces are prominent and why? 2. Applying Black feminist epistemology as a critical framework for analysis, what roles do race, gender, and class play in Black youth's ideation of their conversational agents? 3. In the context of Black youth's lived experiences, in what ways, if any, do speech-based interfaces that feature conversational agents perpetuate racism? Settings and duration. Because the researchers are committed to the uplifting of the Black community, this study was intentionally conducted at a YCC located in a predominantly Black neighborhood in the southeastern United States over the course of 7 non-consecutive weeks. The YCC's mission is to provide a safe place for disadvantaged children in the community to spend time after school as they work towards becoming healthy, mature adults. The participants of the study are shown in this chart. They can be summarized as boys and girls grades 5 through 12 that completed sessions anywhere from 1 through 7 and have had experience with at least one conversational agent. The following is the procedure that took place over 7 non-consecutive weeks. Session 1. Focus group discussion of Introduction to Conversational Agents. Participants were introduced to the concept of conversational agents and asked to critique the agents they had experiences with. Session 2. Low-fidelity prototyping. Participants created individual representations of their conversational agent using various materials provided. Session 3. Vision board creation. Students were given the opportunity to define their visions of conversational agents based upon their lived experiences by constructing vision boards that told the story of their respective conversational agents with detail. Session 4. Vision board walkthroughs. Each student took turns presenting his or her vision board to peers and answered to clarification questions and comments about it. Session 5. Focus group discussion of child-agent interactions. An extensive period of time passed between design session 5 and 6 because the students were on winter break. Students had discussions about Black holiday traditions to reacclimate them to the ideation process of conversational agents. Session 6. Ideation of design specifications. Students were asked to review their vision boards created during Session 3 and were then provided sticky notes to answer 10 questions about their conversational agent design. Session 7. Written script of dialogue. In the last design session, students were tasked with writing and role-playing a dialogue script of an imagined scenario featuring their individual conversational agent. Feedback was provided and modifications were made. The findings of this study addresses the following research questions. 1. Which aspects of Black youth's engagement with speech-based interfaces are prominent and why? Black students interact with conversational agents as a way to humor themselves. Some students described using Apple's Siri to make them laugh. This was accomplished by asking Siri to tell a joke or to beatbox. For example, Kallayah and Destiny demonstrated the following interaction with Siri during the focus group discussion. Kallayah: she knows how to beatbox too. Destiny, talking to Siri: beatbox. Siri: here's one I've been practicing. Beatboxes: boots and cats, boots and cats, boots and cats. I could do this all day. Several students laugh. Destiny: is she serious? Students thought it was funny to listen to Siri beatbox, especially when her performance did not meet students' expectations. 2. Applying Black feminist epistemology as a critical framework for analysis. What roles do race, gender, and class play in Black youth's ideation of their conversational agents? From an intersectional perspective of race, gender, and class, both Black girls and boys in the study appreciated women of color, especially Black women, as ideal models for designing conversational agents. Other studies suggest that gendering of such technology serves the purpose of gaining the trust of users who come to rely on this technology to contain their private information. However, in this study, the gendering of these conversational agents as Black women comes from a place of power, respect, and positive influence that real Black women have in their lives, rather than In conclusion, as Black feminist technologists, the authors advocate for more equitable design practices that affirm the historical legacy and rich culture of Black people as invaluable assets in this technology-driven era and position Black youth to be inventors, innovators, and producers of technology. Such acts of resistance help to create a more equitable and just society, not only for Black people, but for everyone. Thank you for listening.